Uh, Hello, everyone. We will start in a few minutes. People are still joining for the webinar, so just hold on for a few minutes. We'll join very soon.
Yeah.
Uh, Good evening, everybody, and myself, Joanna James. I'm the research and development psychologist at Embright Infotech, and I would like to take this opportunity to extend my hearty welcome to all of you all who joined for the webinar on how to effectively deal children with special needs at home using assistive technology. And so we are basically an extended reality based company, and we develop interactive therapy modules based on standard modes of therapy for children and adults with and related disabilities. And we also specialize in products and services that are related to virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, artificial intelligence. So our founders of Embright Infotech are Satyanarayanan and Bobin Chandra. So they've also joined with us. And Satyanarayanan is the Embright Infotech, and he's a co-founder as well. So they both have been working in this field of virtual reality for many years. And for without much delay, we have our guest speaker, that is Joseph Bose, and he's a senior specialist occupational therapist. And also, I would like to invite active participation throughout the webinar. We will be having polls and questions in between. Joseph sir takes the classes. We'll be having polls in between, so you can answer that as well. So I request all of y'all's active participation throughout the webinar session. And also the webinar is going live on YouTube as well. So if you want, you can share that link will be put in the chat box. So you can share to your friends or families. And before I invite Joseph Bose, sir, I invite our CEO, Satyanarayanan, to welcome you all.
Hi all, warm welcome. Basically, I would like to know about, like, we have a really good, people over here. I would like to know about, regarding what is ST technology, and hope you might already working in this area. And I definitely want to share some thought, like, we as a startup, we working in Bangalore and Kerala Startup Mission, where we found that, we actually engage with various government organizations and various institute, this technology has been evolved in various, institute as well. So we closely working with all both government and private institutions, and found a really great achievement, and also great feedback from the therapist side, and also from the parents side, and the kids actually improving in various aspect. So we will share you how things actually work within us, and how effectively used, and also works in this community, making inclusive also be part of it. That's an important component that we actually as a motto we moving forward. So I just welcome Joseph, Dr. Joseph Bose, where he's our mentor from Kuwait Health Ministry. He's a therapist as well. Hi, doctor. Please take it up.
Hi, Satya. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Satya, and the team for giving me the chance again to give a presentation, give a presentation about this wonderful technology, which is going to be a game changer maybe in the future. So I'm very thankful to the team members for giving me the chance and being part of it. So today I'll be talking about the uh, how effectively we can deal with a special need child at home through assistive technology. So I'll be talking about that, and I'll be giving a brief idea about what is assistive technology, how that is useful, and how that can change a child's life. So I'll be talking about that. So we are going through a pandemic now, and there are many challenges which are faced by the parents and the child. So one of the main challenges which we can see is like unable to approach the therapy centers. As you know, like we are going through the lockdown, we are not able to go out of the house, out of the place to go for therapy or for any kind of management. That is one of the main problem which everybody is facing. So home-based treatment or home therapy is very, very important during this phase. And the other thing is the inability to afford the cost for the daily therapy sessions. Maybe some of them they're having that problem. Restrictions in a conventional mode of therapy and facing discomfort for the children during real life training, such as road crossing. So some of the scenarios, even though if you're getting the center, some of the activities may not be done for done in a therapy setup. So those things are some of the challenges we're facing. Then there is a lack of interaction between the parent and the child. Like everybody is busy. So the lack of interaction between the parent and the child, parents' distress and anxiety regarding the child, and less engaging in difficult online sessions. This is something which lots of parents and children they were mentioning to me. They were talking to me about it because when it comes to the online session, the parents were especially the children with some sensory problems and all, they are not able to listen or focus on the online session. It can be because of their sensory problems, because of their physical problems, because of a cognitive problem. So they are not able to focus on it. So these are some of the problems which they are facing during this pandemic. So what we can do, like when people are there at home, what we can do? That answer maybe through some kind of an assistive technology. Sorry. Okay. Assistive technology. I'm just trying to, trying to
Yeah, doctor, I think we can.
Okay. Yeah. No, sorry, there's some disturbance. That's right. Yeah. So, what is assistive technology? So, assistive technology is used to describe any device or service that lessens or removes barriers faced by person with disability. It can be any kind of a device or a service that lessens. So, you know that when a child is having some kind of a disability, they are going through some problem. They may not be able to do the things which they were not they were able to do before, or maybe they never achieved it because of their disability. So this is something like a device or any services that lessens or removes the barriers which the child is having. So according to the definition, what is the definition of assistive technology? So assistive technology can be any item, a piece of equipment or a system. It can be acquired commercially, modified or customized, which is used to increase, maintain or improve functional capabilities of individual with disabilities. So it's an umbrella term. It includes assistive, adaptive, rehabilitative device for people with disabilities. So what we have to understand, it's a simple device. It can be anything. What that can be modified or adapted so that the patient will be able to do the things which he was not able to do before. So that's what the assistive technology is. So assistive technology promotes greater independence by enabling people to perform tasks that they were formerly unable to accomplish or had great difficulty in accomplishing. So you can see some of the pictures over here. We can see some very simple to more complex types of assistive devices or assistive technology devices you can see in this slide. The significance of assistive technology. What is the significance? So the first thing is make the person independent. So when you have a difficulty or a disability, the person is dependent on family, on community, or on somebody else. So what the assistive technology makes, for example, a person who is not able to eat by self. So by providing a proper food or a proper seating system or a proper device, the person will be able to live an independent life or not to depend on others. So making a person independent is something very, very important. So that is one of the thing about the assistive technology. It helps in the daily living tasks. So everything for eating, dressing, grooming, anything you do, everything can be modified and maybe you'll be able to do it independently. And it helps in learning, and it has a multiple thing. It helps in learning. It improves attention, concentration. It will make the person control the environment. So there are many benefits we have it for the assistive technology. So who do we assist, or who will get benefited out of it? Okay. So, as I said, it can be useful for any type of population. Anybody who's having some kind of a disability, they who are dependent, the assistive technology is useful. So finding the right assistive technology is very important. So it can be used for children with learning disability. It can be used for children with behavioral problems, autistic spectrum disorder, cerebral palsy, developmental delay, cognitively challenged, hearing impaired, speech impairment, vision impairment, and physical disability. So if you see, we can see problems, cognitive problems, learning problems, all the problems can be addressed using the assistive technology. So what is the benefit of assistive technology? So when appropriate to the user and the user environment, assistive technology is a powerful tool. So it's a very powerful tool. If you are very well, like if you are very aware of it, and if you are choosing the right assistive technology, the life of the person can be changed a lot. So it's a very powerful tool, but identifying the best assistive technology is very important. So we have a pop-up poll. So please answer that. Unable to, okay, so which is a major challenge that is faced by parents during the lockdown? So please answer your question. Okay, so yeah, so we have 30 seconds. Yeah, that's it. So according to the poll, 71% said unable to approach the therapy center for regular session. Yeah, that's true. That is the main thing which is happening during the lockdown. So that is one of the main reasons why the assistive technology and the hope-based therapy is very important. Okay. So identifying the proper assistive technology is something very important. Okay. Yeah. So the team, as you said, who choose the right assistive technology? For any rehabilitation or habilitation, it's a teamwork. So the team includes doctors, OTs, psychologists, physical therapists, speech therapists, special educators, vision hearing specialists, and others depending on the specific need of the patient. So it's a teamwork. It's not just one person's team. If you see the development of any tool, that also it happens with the bioengineers, engineers, and other people. So it's a teamwork which helps in choosing the right assistive technology. So if you come to the types of assistive technology, we know that low technology devices, we have mid technology devices, and high technology devices. Okay, so we have our next question. Can you choose a low technology assistive device from below? Okay, we have talking spell checker, power wheelchair, digital hearing aid, canes, and walkers. Okay, so we have like 20 seconds more. Okay, so it is a low technology. Low tech means it is very okay. So that's it. So 59% of people, they said canes and walker, and 23% said spell checker. Spell checker, it has lots of technology, and it has a circuit. All those things are there. So it comes under the medium tech. It's not a low tech. So canes and walker, which is a simple device, so that can come under the low tech assistive technology device. Okay. So it can be divided into low tech, mid tech, and high tech. So the low tech devices are, yeah, it's done. So the low tech assistive technology devices are, for example, as you said, like canes and walkers is one of the example. Button holders, reachers. So very simple. If you see the built-up handle, you can just take a wrap of, put some paper and wrap with a sellotape or some tape. That itself is an assistive technology. So all these things we can call it as a low technology device. Then we have the mid tech. Mid tech is it's a little more expensive. Mid tech, like a little more complicated, and it will have some kind of a complex features. So it may be an electronic or battery operated thing. So you can see over here, there are some adapted switches and communication boards. So these are known as the mid-technology devices, which helps the person to be independent, but it's not that expensive. So it is more affordable. Have the high-tech. So high-tech devices are more complex, more like, usually expensive compared to the other thing. Most of them are computerized. So some of the examples are virtual reality or extended reality operated activities, power wheelchair and scooters, digital hearing aids. So if you talk about XR, we have the mid-range and we have the high-tech devices also. We have digital hearing aids, computer specialized software, environmental control units. Environmental control units, like, will be able to control the TV, mobile, like, the doors, everything. So all these things we can say as a high-tech assistive technology devices. So what is the trends in assistive technology? First thing I will say, it is a portability. For example, my son yesterday, when he was doing some reading, he was telling, when the computer was first built, it was the size of a house. And now if you see, all those functions can be done in a small computer. So it has become so portable. So that portability is very important when it comes to the assistive technology. So portability, it should be an inclusive design so that the person will be able to use it. And it has something like a voice assistant. As you know, like most of the things have Google Assistant, Alexa. All these things are helping people to be more independent and they are able to control the environment. So this is the trends in assistive technology. Where the assistive technology can be used, it can be used anywhere. It can be in hospitals, rehab centers, activities of daily living, school, community, robotic, anywhere in the students. For everybody, assistive technology can be used. Even for us, sometimes assistive technologies are useful. We are using glasses, we are using some kind of a pen, we are using some kind of a chair. So all these things we can say as a kind of an assistive device or assistive technology devices. So I'm going to introduce you. Okay, I'm going to introduce an high-tech assistive technology device. That's the main name for the presentation today. It is known as AUTICARE. AUTICARE is an extended reality, as Joanna and Satya was telling, it's an extended reality, artificial intelligence-based assistive technology platform for autism and other diagnoses. So why it is called like autism? Because it has been first developed for autism and it has been updated for other diagnoses also. And it can be used for special education also. Okay, so extended reality or XR, it's an umbrella term. So extended reality is an umbrella term referring to all real. So we have the real, virtual, combined. So we have both. So we have the real and the virtual combined environment and human-machine interaction generated by computer technology. So that acts as an interface also. Interface or interaction generated by the computer technology and wearables. So what does this X stand for? The X represents a variable for any current or future spatial computing technology. So the types of XR is what all like present scenario, what are the things comes under XR? So we have augmented reality. So augmented reality we can see because during the lockdown in the event it's there in the government plan to introduce augmented reality so that they will be able to in the real world experience will be enhanced by digital. So in the government policy is to use the augmented reality for education so that the students and the children will be able to experience what is missing in the world. For example, to have an elephant, they will be able to have the elephant if they are using the augmented reality. Or if they are talking about some kind of a bird or animal, anything can be brought into the scene or in the scenario if you are using the augmented reality. It has multiple options also. Then we have the mixed reality, and the last one is the virtual reality. Virtual reality, you will have the scene or the environment or the natural environment will be created in a virtual world. Mixed reality will be having both. It's a mixture of virtual and augmented reality. So how it works? So we have the extended reality or the virtual reality module for therapy. So if you see, it can be used for therapy, it can be used for diagnosis, and it can be used for documentation. and for even for the assessment. So XR or virtual reality module for therapy, which is based on ABA or applied behavior analysis, and those things will be recorded by the brain computer interface, and the artificial intelligence based behavior performance data will be recorded in the system. So that's how it's going on. So you'll have your assessment or treatment that will be recorded in the cloud data. So how is assistive technology chosen? So for any type of treatment or any management, first of all, we need to do an assessment. Okay. So the process is first collect a child's in family information, which is not demographic data. So once we get the idea about the parents, about the patient, and what are the diagnosis and things like that, so then identify the needs or activities for participation as reported by the client. So we have to identify what exactly is the need of the child, which is the client centered. So what they are expecting out of our assistive technology, or what they are expecting out of our treatment. Step 3 is assessment of the client's identification of the strength. So through the assessment, we have to identify strength and the weakness. once we identify the problems, we have to set the goals, and we have to look for assistive technology solutions. So some of the assistive technology solutions technology are very simple, so that they will be able to continue with it. But some of them needs training. In that case, maybe we need a kind of a training so that they will be able to use it. So once that is done, then we'll be giving the particular assistive technology, and they'll be able to use it at home or in their daily life. This is the normal process in choosing the assistive technology. As I was telling, this AUTICARE has all the features on it. So AUTICARE can be used as an option for assessment. It can be used as an option for identifying the problem. It can be used as an option documentation, and it can be used as an option for intervention. So all the areas the AUTICARE is able to relate or is able to contribute. So assessment can be done through interview. So that interview as a therapist, we all will be doing it. Observation can be done through the device itself. Then we can have questionnaire. Any questionnaires we can use it, and that data will be going to that platform. So we can use the non-standardized or standardized assessments we can be used. And we have the hardware, which also will identify the problems, and it helps in the assessment of the patient. So there are different types of sensors and hardware which comes along with it, which will be helping in the diagnosis and in the assessment of the patient. So for example, you can see how a person is doing, and we can see how the child is performing the activity. So this we can say as a part of the observation. See, you can see how the color is chosen, how the hand function is, how the coordination is. All those things will be able to identify. Okay, so which color he's taking for the leaves. So this helps in the observation. You can see how he's doing the script. So scribbling also is there. Yeah. So the non-standardized and standardized assessments can be done. So that we can look for the postural control, body side selection, accuracy. All these things can be done. We can observe it through the activity which was happening in the screen before. Okay. If we can use the standardized assessment. So whatever be the problems you are getting, whatever be the information you are getting, if you enter it in the system, at one point, the system itself will start diagnosing, and they will be able to come up and say that which area the child is having the problem. The problem is in the social area, problem is in the sensory area, problem is in the cognitive, problem in the behavior. Those things, after a period of time of using this, the artificial intelligence will take over and will be able to come out with the diagnosis. The problems what the patient is having. So some of the assessments which has been used along with these devices are childhood autistic rating scale, the CAS, Indian Scale of Assessment of Autism, COPM, PDMS, etc. So any type of assessment can be incorporated into this device. So as I mentioned, it has some hardware, the sensors along with it, eye tracking device. The eye tracking is usually measured, it's done by, what it measures is the corneal reflection and pupillary dilatation. It is done using an infrared camera pointed towards the eyes. And the areas which is measured is visual attention, engagement, drowsiness. So those things will be able to identify, and even we can see how much of eye contact and other things are there for the patient. Then we have the galvanic skin response, which helps identifying the changes in the skin conductance. So electrode attached to the fingers, palms, and so. So what we can know is if there is a change, if there is an emotional arousal or engagement or some problems in that, that changes will be detected by the galvanic skin response. Facial expression analysis, again, it's done by a camera. So we can look for the emotional positive or negative engagement during the activity. Then there is heart rate variability. So electrodes attached to the chest or limb. So this will, it will be helpful for about the emotional arousal. So the arousal of the patient during the activity. If the patient is having some kind of a stress during the activity, is there any physiological activity change during the particular activity? So all those things can be assessed using that. Then human behavior tracking. The camera placed in front of it, and we'll see like how the child or the person is reacting to it. Then we have, like I like this one, the electroencephalogram or EEG based device called emotive or brain-computer interface. So brain-computer interface, I'll have it in the next one. So this is basically over here with this device is used for attention, emotional arousal, motivation, cognitive status, mental workload, drowsiness, and fatigue. So when a child is doing an activity, how the child's attention is, how the emotional arousal is, whether you can even detect a particular kind of a wave. For example, a T wave, what it detects, it will show that the person is looking for example, a person with expressive aphasia who is not able to talk, but they knows about it. When a person looks at, for example, you are looking at potato. So that particular potato, when you look, your mind will say, okay, this is potato. So suddenly there will be a change or there will be a peak in the signal of the signal, which is known as the P wave, will be peaked, and that will show that the person is identifying that. So those things also can be measured using the brain-computer interface based on EEG. FNIRS, so functional near infrared spectroscopy, which is again used by the it's assessed by electrodes placed in the scalp. It is used for measuring the attention, emotional arousal, motivation, cognitive state, etc. So I'm going a little fast. So this is how the BCA or the brain-computer interface works. We'll have the signal from the brain. That signal will be taken and given to the computer. So we'll get the feedback. That is what the device we are having. But in the advanced stages, where we have the PC type, we'll do the surgery and put the electrode into the scalp. There we'll be able to even use it for activities like eating. You can see a person who's having high-level quadriplegia eating. So he's controlling the whole device using his brain. Okay. Yeah. We don't have this one. I'm just telling about the BCI. So the next one, we can even use a computer just by thinking about it. See this video. You can see the electrodes placed over there and how they are moving or they are using the cap. Okay, so what is good for? It gives the neurofeedback. That is what I was telling about. With the AUTICARE, we are getting a kind of a neurofeedback. The old technology, we were using the EMG. When I was in CMC, we were using the EMG as the biofeedback, which we are getting the visual and auditory feedback. But over here, the feedback which you are getting it from the brain, that can be even we'll get visual, auditory feedback, or we can use that feedback to control the device also. So that's why it's called, that's a neurofeedback device. So it's a brain-computer interface used for treating ADHD, ASD, and other developmental disorders. So So this is about the assessment part. So once the assessment is done, we'll be able to identify where the problem is. Identification of the problem areas. So from the assessment, we'll be able to identify for the child or the patient where the problem is. Is it a cognitive problem? Is it a social problem? Is it a physical issue? Is it a behavior problem? Is it a sensory problem? It's a vocational, pre-vocational problem. Is it a dependency in area or problem with community negation? So all the areas we had to identify, and then we have to form the goals for it. So over here, the AUTICARE, this device is the intervention is once the problems are identified, we have to set the goal, and then we have to form the treatment. So here, this particular device, the treatment, the intervention is done using scenarios. So we have different types of scenarios based on virtual reality, based on augmented reality, and based on mixed reality. And we have sensory-based activities which can be done in the blue room, which is something similar to snow-ceiling environment. Most of you know that if you're in the therapy field, you should be knowing that the blue room or the snow-ceiling environment. But the traditional snow-ceiling, it is not that effective and it is not customizable. But the blue room, it's really customizable and we can do according to the patient needs. So we have our next pop-up question. So why do you think AUTICARE is helpful for parents, therapists, and special educators? So it keeps changing the number. So we have faster and effective diagnosis, and the second group fighting with it is the effective therapy and training session. So the final score we can say as effective therapy and training session. Okay, good. So yeah, okay. So it helps in effective therapy and training session. Wonderful. Okay, so the blue room, so it's a I will say it is a multi-sensory stimulating environment with a lot. But it's very much customizable and it can be used for individual therapy or for group therapy. So it's a wonderful place to start off with. And we have the final one. It can be used in the behavioral intervention. So for like some of the studies which are actually conducted using this AUTICARE, it says that parents are not parents. The patients are more interested in coming to the therapy because of this particular virtual reality platform, because it works as a reinforcement for the patient, and plus the device itself will give a lot of reward and reinforcement for the patient. And the other problem is if you're having a patient with some sensory or some kind of a behavioral or like phobic situation, this particular platform can be used for gradual exposure, systematic desensitization, and can even use it as a flooding. It can be used for flooding also. So all those behavioral problems can be managed using this particular platform. So what is the use of having it? So how it impacts the people? So it will have an impact on the community because it provides a holistic type of treatment. So it provides behavioral, cognitive, and other things. It has an impact on the family because it is more affordable. The parents can do, there's a better involvement of the parents and the child during the session, and impact on the individual, making the person impact or the independent. That makes a lot of difference in their life. So we are getting a more productive person, and impact for the nation. Yeah, impact for the nation is when you are having a productive child, the nation itself is getting benefited out of it. Okay. So some of the scenarios, I'll just go through it. So we have scenarios for cognitive ability, for improving the cognitive abilities like attention, confidence, focus, response initiation, reaction time, etc. And it can be used even for color identification, visual tracking, visual memory, object. So all these things are according to the patient's need. We can always customize it. That is the main thing about the particular platform. So I'll show you some of the videos. So here we can say about the cognitive aspect, we can say ability to follow the instruction, choosing the right topic. Okay. So some of the scenarios in the AUTICARE. You can see how a person is following the instruction, choosing the right objects. If you're giving the instruction and if you are choosing the right object, that can be a good. to go fast because the time is limited with the demo also. So we can see the other one here, the latest one, as Satya was telling, we can have the physical switch over here. So we'll have the virtual world with the physical or the real tag. So the person will be getting kind of a tactile feedback. And so the option is they can have it in the virtual world or they can have the physical thing. So they'll be having a kind of a mixed reality over here. So that particular switch can be a physical one also. So that Satya will be talking about it later. So here, apple to picking up the fruits. So press it, all the fruits will fall, and you have to pick up and put it in the container, the balloon. So there are many activities. So according to the child's interest and needs, it can be modified. And the other thing is, it's all gradable. The speed, the direction, all these things can be adjustable. Okay, so the next one is the scenarios for. Okay, scenarios in social aspect. So here, as you know, like the patients, some of them with autism or other problems, they are having issues going to like people, interacting with people. So this particular, lots of scenarios over here, which is helping in eye contact. I'll tell you a simple example of this particular product is that the AUTICARE is, it helps in eye contact. It has avatar, which actually comes along with it. So when you have the avatar, you look at the avatar, then only the avatar will get activated. So it helps in eye contact. It helps in social interaction because when you have that blue room, it helps in the group therapy, so that the chance of social interaction is there. So they can work on the same, 2-3 people, 2-3 children can work on the same activity. Turn taking skill, so that is also there. Interaction, understanding of emotional response, ability to sustain conversation. So we have the pragmatic skills like what's that? Verbal, non-verbal communication skills, decrease aggressiveness and hyperactivity along with it. Okay. This is another one for the road crossing. So once the signal becomes green, you can cross the road. So all these things can be done over here. Okay, so the next one is for self-care aspect. So emphasis on skills related, as I said, like person to be independent, he should be independent in the basic ADL or the activities of daily living. So independent dressing and grooming can be done. Here we can see in that small GIF video, here we can see how to open a door and go into the toilet. So those things can be brushing, self-hygiene, toileting, cleaning activities, shopping, cooking and snack activities can be incorporated into the device. Scenarios in physical aspect, as you saw some of the videos earlier, where the hand function can be worked. So as I said, initially you may have something with the virtual. So the later phase, we can bring the real object so that, like the mixed reality will come and we'll be able to work on hand function. We can work on fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and other coordination activities can be done using this particular platform. Scenarios are in behavioral aspect. As I said, it's a big rewarding activity for the child. So they will be able to, because their interest will be much more, and they will be the interest to learn and do much more, and they will be so it's a wonderful activity for behavioral management, behavioral modification, attention, relaxation, and meditation. So relaxation also is very good. For some example, sometimes the child with lots of phobia or the child in fear of some particular area. So we can have an environment which is soothing and calming for the patient, which may relax. So that also can be done using this particular platform. Scenarios in sensory aspect, emphasis on skills related to sensory calming, meditation, sensory integration, etc. Scenarios in vocational aspect, depending on what the patient has problem. For example, driving skill, so the driving skill there, reflex actions, driving, turning, all those skills also can be, we can have it in this particular device. Driving skill, safety drill, like crossing the road, shopping, money handling, employer related skills, those things also can be incorporated into the system. So the scenarios in speech language. So here we can look, so here, as I was mentioning earlier, we have the avatar, which is actually an interactive one. So it will talk to you and you can talk back to it. So it's an interactive one, which helps in attention, command following. It helps in developing the pragmatic skills, voice and fluency. Articulation issues can be managed using that. It helps in the patients with receptive and expressive aphasia or expressive language problems. So some of the items we are having is over here is greeting Susan, Sanskrit learning scenario, alphabet learning scenario, graph you can find me my sport, rhyming scenario, picture board, etc. So AUTICARE, there are 5 versions of it. So AUTICARE is not just single device, it has different types of it. So the most basic affordable one, it is known as the AUTILITE. That's what I'm going to talk a little bit about, which is a portable and effective home-based therapy, which can be used for therapy at home, which is, yeah. Okay, so we have our next pop-up. Please answer that. So among the following aspects, which aspect do you think is important and much needed for the child? So, is it cognitive? Is it social? Is it speech and language? Self-care? Okay. So most people are happy about self-care. So that is the winner for today. Okay. Thank you. So we have the portable effective home-based therapy program, which is known as the AUTILITE, which is more affordable. And we have the next version, which is known as the AUTICARE starter, which is again portable. And it will have some sensors like eye tracking sensor will be there along with it. And AUTICARE standard, it is little more advanced, which consists of improved scenarios, so better scenarios, more scenarios, with a headgear and a laptop. So it is controlled using a laptop. And the premium one, the AUTICARE Premium, which will have the full option, which is consists of improved scenarios with headgear and laptop. It will have the sensors of eye tracking, brain-computer interface, which is the EEG, VEG, and the EEG sensors. Okay, and the last one is the AUTICARE Blue Room. AUTICARE or the Blue Room. Here, if you see all the other pictures, you can see a headset. AUTILITE has a headset. AUTICARE Starter has a headset. AUTICARE Standard has a headset. AUTICARE Premium also has a headset. But in the AUTICARE Blue Room, you don't need a headset. You don't need a Google. So people will be asking if a child who's with autism is not accepting this. So we have an option over here is the AUTICARE Blue Room. So here it is immersive projector room, and there's no headset is needed. It is it can be accommodated according to the child needs, and we can have different varieties of environment which is interactive. So I'll be talking a little bit about the AUTILITE because our topic for today is the home-based treatment, because this is a very affordable, it can be just incorporated into a small tab and it can be controlled. This is known as the AUTILITE. So it is basically for the home-based learning platform for special needs children. So it's again an external reality based assistive technology learning platform for autism disorders. Yeah, we have our next question. How many product version do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 is the winner and 5 is the right answer. Thank you. Yeah. The AUTILITE is a safe, fun, and immersive. Immersive means you can go into that particular environment. Immersive with parental involvement. So we can have the parents involved in it. It is feasible virtual reality therapy system for overall skill development. So why it is overall? If you see over here, okay, I'll show you a video and then I'll talk about it. Okay, so this is about the AUTICARE Lite.
AUTILITE therapy kit is portable and cost-effective. It consists of a headgear, which is Oculus Quest 2, which does not need a lens and is fully functional through tablet. Start the companion app for AUTILITE in the tablet. It'll connect to the headgear. Now you can place the headgear on the kit. Scenarios will start playing.
Hi friends, we are going to play a game. Are you ready? It's a car. This
So it will have the queue in the cupboard. You can see over here the queue according to the child. If the child keeps the things in the proper place, we'll get a reward. You can see the reward coming as a pop-up. Okay, so the teddy bear. So you're getting the thing. So you can see, we can observe how the child is doing. That is another advantage of it. Okay, so I was telling it's about the holistic thing. Why Life is a holistic thing? Because the activities or the scenarios can help the child in developing the cognitive skills, social skills, self-care skills, sensory skills, language and speech and language skills, behavioral skills, vocational and physical motor. So these skills are to the need of the patient. So according to the need of the patient, this can be customized. So that's it for today. So we'll have the final avatar, which is welcoming you in.
Hello, welcome. Let's have some fun with colors. Are you ready? Come, let's play.
Okay, so like you'll be asking, is there any evidences related to that? So it's a new product, and still the studies are going on, and but this is actually what is published in the Archives of Physical Medicine Rehabilitation. It's in 2021 it was published, and we have our other one this is it's a conference presentation which is about the use of extended reality based assistive technology for individuals with autism spectrum disorder. And we have another one about the virtual reality for high functioning autism disorder. It's also published in IRJ METS in August 2021. So all these researchers are having a positive effect on the child. So, but still there are not much studies happened in this particular thing. Most of the studies are very, very small studies. So the evidences are still there, but some of the systematic studies, it says that it has a positive trend in the management of patients with a different diagnosis. Yeah, these are some of the studies I just mentioned. I just had a slide. So now we'll have the demo, and I'll be transferring to Mr. Satya, who's the CEO of the company. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, Doctor, thank you so much for your valuable sessions. We have the Q&A at the end. So before that, I would like to invite Satyanarayan, our CEO, in order to talk a little more about our platforms that we have and move on to the AUTICARE demo. And after that, we'll be having the Q&A session. So thank you all for your active participation. So keep going. Thank you for all the polls and everything. Also, hold on till the end of the session, guys. Thank you.
Hi all.
Hi all, I'm sorry with that. Yeah, all right. So basically, we would like to, thank you for being in this session, and also as wonderful participation, because we did a lot of questionnaires, and also that various polls actually helped us to understand that you guys actually are aware about these technologies and aware about this area as well. So we, we are 14-member team, and basically we working in this area like almost 3 years right now. And across globally, we have various mentors who helping us in this technology development, and we need an active participation in the overall perspective with the with the special education community, with the doctors, with the specialists who actually dealing with a lot of therapists, like we are dealing with occupational therapists, speech pathologists, linguistics, psychologists, neurologists as well. So we are looking forward to create a community. That's one thing, and also the research is actually going on, and based on various outcomes, and we actually putting across a really good validated contents. We have around 35 different scenarios we develop, and I just give you a glimpse about what are the different various contents we have, and so that you guys actually get a good idea about what it is all about. So all right, so I just give some of the videos regarding it. Is it all right? I just call Ajmal, is it something ready, or I shall go with the videos?
Satish, go ahead with the videos.
Oh, fine. All right, okay. guys, maybe it's the point is that making systems all in place with the life is really difficult, and we can you can touch get back to us, and we can individually give you the proper idea about how it works and how we can able to implement in various centers, home based, for home based as well, because in the pandemic there are various different request came how that parents can treat, because therapist involvement is really important, because without that them we cannot able to make the things works, because that's really important. And also institution based, they have standards that they are already working on. So we are connected with the institution therapists, so we deliver these systems and contents through with the validation of institutions. So we will definitely get connected to the nearby institutions, and you will get registered there, and that's how our systems actually works. We have a teletherapy platform, and we just working on with that our onboarding process as well. So basically we get in touch with specialists who can able to work with us, and also as per number of parents inquiries comes, we can able to connect you to that thing. So we will introduce those platform soon, and I'll just share you from few of the contents that we developed so far. Just hold on. So as he mentioned, we have, I think you guys might actually gone through this. These are the various contents actually.
Let's play with alphabets.
This is an alphabet scenario.
Will you repeat it with me?
I think you already might gone through it as his presentation. So here you can see a button where it actually shows A for apple, and also that what we actually identified that we can actually use a tactile button. So we actually did a study and also did a research on it, where with the tactile press of button actually in the real field, they can actually that will be synchronized with the virtual environment as well. So that's how we develop, and we giving a smart button, so along with the headgear, so they can see the button moving in the virtual environment and they can interact as well. So that's what one of the update that we actually want put into it, and where they will get a tactile ability with that So post to that, we'll show the video and we'll take the questionnaires, all the queries in detail. So this is about the alphabet session, and we have ball picking. I think we gone through it. So this is what the virtual avatar currently.
Kitchen setting. Let's find objects in the room.
This is for the high function kids, how that they be taking to that in a kitchen and show them, okay, these are the objects out there. So this is on the development right now.
Keep going. The image shown here is a frying pan. Now can you find and touch the frying pan from around you? Good job. Keep going. Good job.
So there are various, we actually tried to add various positive feedback, positive, response component, like, positive reinforcement is really important. And, while they are interacting in this virtual environment, and reward-based, sessions and gamified contents as well. So this basically they can do in with the assistance of real time with the therapist as well, and also we improve the quality of the contents as well in a photorealistic environment.
Let's find objects in the room.
Sorry with this.
There is a wall light. Now can you find and touch the wall lights from around you? Wow, great job. The image shown here is a sofa. Now can you find and touch?
So basically, we creating more daily life skills and self-care skills as well with the with the various guidelines. Like government of India actually introduced various guidelines for virtual reality and addiction infrastructure as well, and also e-Pathshala guidelines. Also, not with the Indian government alone, where we actually making a global standard. So that's what we working along with this content development. So we are, inviting many professional research teams to get involved in the content development, also the research team as well. So you can directly connect with us and, to get into the community as well.
Now can you find and touch? Wow.
So this, and I think it's already gone through.
We are going
All right, I did just pass through it fastly, and we'll take Q&A session.
to play a game. Color that.
So it's a game fight for a cognitive
Please press the red color.
and PDMS. It's under the in
You are
PDMS.
smart.
You can
Please
just
press
mute
the yellow
some
color.
unmute. Right.
You did an excellent job today. Please press the orange color. You did an excellent job today. Please press the blue color.
Fine. All right. So and we have classroom awareness scenarios as well. We develop with the virtual intervention and social interaction greeted scenarios.
Happy to meet you, my friend. I'll catch up. Bye.
So we're creating various language, around 65 different languages we're creating as well, and that's on the development phase as well, and we'll let you know regarding that part. All right, so that's about us, and we would like to take more questions, and also that I'm sorry with this. I think it's got stuck. Yeah. So I just give an introduction, like what we are up to. I mean, right now, and so this is a platform right now. I think. Just as doctor introduced about it, we have a web application, and also we have a mobile application, which is an augmented reality application where the parents and therapists can actually log in. Parents can log in and enter their details. There are few kind of diagnostic assessments as well, and they will have one free consultation and also paid consultation as well. So once they go through it, and we have a proper evaluation with them, how that actually they can take it up further, and we throughout their various interactive intervention, we actually provide various AT tools along with that. So that's we have vendors along with that, so card based, token based systems also we introduce into it, AUTICARE augmented reality application. And we can and also as per the advice, we as per the progress, we can introduce AUTICARE Lite towards it, and where how we can see how the improvement looks like. So we have various studies, we understand like how that's is actually helpful for the kid. And just show you some of the studies which we did. These are the various studies actually got helped us to understand about how AUTICARE is pretty much useful in in a day-to-day intervention and therapy. I just take it that I think it's got a little stuck. Sorry with that. Okay. So okay. Okay, I'll take you to that part. So this is about us, and we actually, won various, challenges, and also government grants, with the support of various, investors. We actually so far did our research and also introduced our product here. And this is how actually we identified, like there are therapists, government government organizations, CSR institutions, and parents. So these are our stakeholders. We are getting in touch with it, and based on that various observation with the study, we can able to sorry with that the sound guys, can you just please mute yourself so that will be helpful for us. All right. So with this challenges, we gone through it, and we identified there are various important systems that we have to get in place, and that's how we understand there are various pain points in this delay and time taking diagnosis, restriction, conventional mode of therapy, how to make that more effective. That's how we are already gone through with the studies. So we have a question here, please just answer it. How many skills are emphasized and improved using ST technology? So, okay. All right. I think, yes, almost, yeah, almost right. And basically we have eight skills, we actually covering our platform. So we'll come to that point. And as doctor already mentioned about it, and this is how AUTICARE actually a customer journey look like. So basically they have a platform where parents can put all the details into it, and it's completely secured. It's a HIPAA compliance platform. And also for that each country, we'll be providing their own cloud country based cloud platforms as well. So and also various based on the various assessment, we have a faster and effective diagnosis, and therapy will be planned accordingly. So these are our current customers and also engagement we happening with them. So this is what we have. We have AUTICARE remote teletherapy consultation platform, where it has basic version, basically the session based therapy models we have. And also that 5 sessions, we'll have dedicated sessions or online teletherapy sessions. And also we have 10 sessions per month. So just like a pre-booking, like maybe parents or the kid might be they don't have proper timing. If they can book it in their own time, that's therapists can be dedicatedly allocated. And we have AUTICARE Lite, where based on the advice and the parents, or with the evaluation, therapists will actually advise what are the contents is required, because each kid is unique, right? The way that they really want. So based on the severity of, or how the scoring look like, we'll actually go through the various diagnosis scoring. Based on that, we can evaluate and give the proper content. So these are the standards B2B versions where we have where AUTICARE standard premium, as I earlier mentioned, and we have blue room versions as well for for institutions as well. So these are what a patent, and this is what our overall competition look like. Where globally we have various products out there. How AUTICARE differ from this product, I can give you the difference about it, and we have really curated contents, especially for kids and parents as well. All right, so I think that's about us. And if any questions, please ask. Free to ask as well. And please. So this is what our mentors and our team look like. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Satya. We have a lot of questions in the chat box actually, so you can answer them.
Okay, we'll just take it up one by one. Okay. Cost, very interesting session, please. Informative. All right, guys, if you can just put across questions, any questions that will be helpful. If possible, upload session videos. Okay, we'll do that. Queries and questions. Yeah, but it can be used only 8 years. No, start for 6 as well. And basically, we have early intervention. Start from, you can say early intervention start from 2 years onwards, right? So we take care of the parents. How to train in the actually in the home, and not with the headgear, but various other assessment with taken care through home therapy, teletherapies. So the VR headgears we start with 6+. And we have various other interactive smart token based devices we advise to parents and therapists as well.
One more thing, maybe like for the blue room, it can be, Satya, I just want to add points to that. Yeah, blue room can be even used for younger people, like even less than 1 year, we can use it. Blue room, it's actually, they don't need a goggle or anything. So there are some activities like, the cause and effect. For example, the bubble, if they just touch on the bubble, it will break. So that type of a cause and effect can be done. Even it can be used as a basic sensory stimulation. Multi-sensory environment can be created using the blue room. So that can be possible for even very young age group also. Thank you.
Okay, guys, any other questions? So yeah, how effectively is this for a child with different types of learning disability? Yes, so we understand. So basically with the headgear, I'm saying that it will be headgear is just for giving therapy and diagnosis as well, and we'll start with 6+, and we identified like moderate and high functional kids can do it. Even with the low functional, if they are willing to wear and see the environment, that'll be that can be useful for them, because the point is some kids might won't be, because they have hyperactivity, and also they are reluctant to wear headgears as well. So in that case we won't allow them to do it, and we'll provide blue room based assessment. And also we study, we did a various studies regarding how effectively it is works, because I can tell you some of the studies, it took around 70 different intervention per day, 45 minutes of exposure with the VR gear, and almost took around 1.5 months of study. And we did almost 150 case studies with that, and so we found that how effectively that the motor functions actually improved in. So I just share you this the studies regarding that thing. I just lost with that. Just hold on, I just show you. So we'll share you the paper regarding that. I think it's already in the presentation which doctor mentioned. Okay. Physical disability, yeah, how effective this basically especially armless, yeah. For example, so we have sensors that actually identify their motor movements, and also that can be captured through the BCI sensors. So we have 8 channel 16 channel BCI sensors attached to it, and also that we have other vendors who can actually support for for additional sensor based rehabilitation as well. So there are various startups which we are in connect with it. So currently what we develop is that we have a scenarios for developing scenario based, for cognitive aspect, social aspect, and daily life skill aspect. So for the physical aspect, we advise them to work on with the various scenarios in Blue Room. So that's what I can say with this. You can directly connect with our team, and we can help you with that doubt. Yeah, do we actually need yeah, so basically we have two teletherapy models available, where you can get connect with the therapist and understand about the kid's problem, and we have evaluation based on the standard scores and CAR scale 2. We do it as well, ISA scale. There are various methods we do, and based on that outcome we provide, our therapist will advise what kind of AT tools can be used. With this product there is no need of get. Yes, psychology is really important. See, we have a set of doctors on boarded, where all the sessions. It's not just a speech problem. We'll take it up, or not just a OT. All this, even psychologists is really psychology and physiologists are also required. Physiotherapists also required. We have a feedback form here, so please. You can actually put your doubts, and also we'll get clear your doubts through that feedback form as well. So we can directly connect to you once you dropped your message. Jonna, so can you just take it up?
Yeah. So please do fill up the feedback forms, so that we'll be able to get to know you all in detail, so that we can definitely get back to you, and all your personal doubts and inquiries we can handle that. Yeah. So I think all the doubts have been cleared. So let's move on to that. So now it's the end of the session. I would like to deliver the word of thanks. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere and heartfelt gratitude to everybody who joined this session, this webinar session, and for actively participating in this. And I would also like to extend my gratitude to Joseph Booster for all his enlightening and productive session. And I would like to thank our founders, Satyanarayanan and Bobin Chandra, for their presence as well. And also, I would like to thank all the Embright family for all the active participation, and all of y'all's cooperation, making this webinar success. And once again, I would like to thank everybody and have a wonderful evening. And thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.